make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
Most of y'all shows most does the most. JerCrispy, what back in that video? One scene that made everyone love this SpongeBob character. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow our social media is going to pop on the screen. Run over to 500, tell a friend, to a family that your boy JerCrispy on his way. Let's get it.
Everyone remembers the Sweet Victory performance. Even if you haven't watched Band Geeks in years, that Bubble Bowl moment lives rent-free in our heads. It's just one of those core childhood memories. It's the Squidward episode. But
Thanks.
As much as people love to talk about the Bubble Bowl, it's not actually the moment that made everyone fall in love with Squidward. The moment that actually made everyone fall in love with him happens way before the performance. The scene itself is easily overlooked, since the episode doesn't add slow motion or zoom into his face to make it dramatic. But for a character who usually exists just to be the punchline, that scene hits in a way that SpongeBob almost never does. Band Geek starts the exact same way every Squidward episode does. He's at home, minding his own business, proudly playing clarinet, badly. And then the universe decides to ruin his day.
Right.
Squilliam Fancyson, Squidward's version of your rich cousin who won't stop bragging, calls him just to go, "Hey buddy, remember band class? Yeah, I got famous now. What are you doing, loser?"
I'm the leader of a big fancy band now.
Then he says he's gonna perform.
They had a theory that Squidward and Squidward had dated in high school or something like that in the band class, bro. I was like, bro, nah.
At the Bubble Bowl, the Super Bowl of this universe. But then he asks Squidward to perform in his place, since he's so busy at being successful. What a...
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's this dope tech from Wix.
I'm gonna put the dick on her. The band people.
What a jerk. Because the thing is, I'm sure Squilliam knows exactly what he's doing. He knows Squidward doesn't have a band. He knows Squidward hasn't accomplished anything close to this. That means he calls specifically to watch him fail on the big stage. It's basically a setup. And Squidward, being the desperate performer, falls for it instantly. He panics, he lies. He said that, of course he has a band, and they're definitely up to the task, and it's gonna be amazing. But sadly, before Squidward even knows what he's doing, he's already out on the street trying to make his lie real. He puts up flyers to form a band. He plans to drag every breathing organism in the town into this disaster. And he instantly regrets the decision. No one can play. Half of them don't. No one can play.
And what in world that we living in, we just start putting things in their mouth and blowing it. Like y'all could have changed with the girls. Low key. You don't blow that with your mouth. You supposed to hit the thing. The little drum queen.
Half of them don't even know what an instrument is.
Patrick.
Mayonnaise an instrument?
And Squidward, who has waited his entire life for a musical breakthrough, suddenly becomes a babysitter for the most chaotic group in Bikini Bottom. Obviously, practice days go downhill in seconds. The two flag twirlers launch themselves into a blimp. Plankton picks the worst instrument possible for himself, the harmonica. Patrick and Sandy with their trumpet violence. As for Squidward, he just sinks further into despair. Until finally, after 4 days of disaster, tensions snap. The band erupts into a free-for-all brawl. People insulting each other, instruments breaking.
Well, I don't think people who need to play with big meaty claws. And that dude said, say that again? Big red meanie claws.
People insulting each other, instruments breaking, Sandy chasing Patrick with a trumpet. Again,
nah.
It's the whole fight. Funny and chaotic at the same time, but the moment it stops being funny is the moment they all walk out.
Hey, class is over.
Turns out, no one ever takes this band seriously. They all treat this practice like it was just some sort of after-class hobby or something, and not preparing for a grand finale performance. That's where our main man Squidward breaks and gives us this very scene.
Well, you did it. You took my one chance at happiness and crushed it. Don't bother showing up tomorrow.
He looks the whole band in the eyes and finally says what he's been feeling for years. It's the moment the audience realizes,
Bro, you gotta feel bad for Squidward, cause like, bro, that man really just want to be a successful artist, music clarinet, bro. Dude, really, my dude Squidward really out here was trying to get to that money, to that bag. He was not trying to stay at the Krusty Krab that long, bro. That was just the Krusty Krab for the meanwhile.
maybe Squidward's not miserable because he hates everything. Maybe he's just never had a win. Up until this episode, or should I say the first 3 seasons, Squidward was always the joke. He's the boring adult in the neighborhood, the guy whose whole personality is being tired of everyone else's nonsense. A lot of people would consider him the buzzkill, as if he never knows how to have fun or let someone else have the fun without him. And honestly, that is very understandable, considering the show trained us not to take him seriously. When SpongeBob does his job properly, Squidward gets over suspicious. When SpongeBob and Patrick try to play in the backyard, Squidward wants to ruin their friendship. And whenever there's a stage, Squidward tries to make sure he's the one under the spotlights. Squidward, at his core, is written as the buzzkill who thinks he's better than everyone, instead of someone truly chasing his ambition. And the show usually punishes him for it. He wants to pull a mean prank, he gets humbled pretty quickly. He wants recognition, he gets embarrassed. He wants solitude, he gets nihilism instead. After watching all those episodes...
And the show be doing that. I don't know what I'm saying. I hate how they wrote that down too. Every time Squidward trying to do something right, it'll feel like he gotta feel like guilt or feel bad or something like that. Nah, let Mr. Krabs, Patrick, Sandy, Plankton, SpongeBob, and the rest of the Bikini Bottom niggas feel guilt too. Them niggas ain't never felt guilt. How the way what's it called? Squidward felt guilt. That nigga feel guilt on a regular basis, bro. And I be like peeping that stuff, bro. I was peeping that stuff since I was a little kid. I always treated Squidward wrong. I said, yeah, I know. That's how I know Squidward black. I just know it. You can't tell me,
we
bro.
We get this impression. He will fail by the 10th minute because that's the formula, and he deserved it. It's the final punchline reserved for Squidward exclusively for being a snob. So when Band Geeks begins, we are so ready for that usual cycle. Squidward lies to impress Squilliam, Bikini Bottom turns on him, he gets humiliated in front of everyone, we laugh, episode ends. But Band Geeks prepares one big surprise for us. The writers made Squidward admit his defeat even before he got humiliated.
I really had expected better of you people. I guess I'm a loser for that too.
He even felt wrong for trying to believe that, for once, he could do something meaningful. I mean, Squidward is just tired at this point. Why even bother trying? It's raw, it's vulnerable, and because this is SpongeBob, the scene lasts like 10 seconds, with Patrick stepping over it.
You're welcome.
And yet, it's enough to turn the tide. It changes how you see Squidward.
I swear, son, Patrick make you want to just, like, I don't know, saying like slap that boy because, like, come on now, you ain't had to say that, bro. You should just kept that quiet to yourself,
for
bro.
the entire episode. Honestly, for the entire show. After he leaves, the episode does something genius. It hands the story to SpongeBob. He looks around the room, broken instruments, bruised egos, and debris everywhere. But instead of laughing like he normally would, he goes,
"What kind of monsters are we? That poor creature came to us in his hour of need."
Keyword. Creature. You ain't had to say creature. Our poor friend. Our only friend. Like, I just don't understand. You call it a creature. They must have messed up the line. They said, poor Squidward. He came to us because he ain't had nobody else. And we just threw everything down on the drain. Everything. Tore his heart pieces to pieces. See? Yeah. Voice actor cartoon And the list is coming down the line. Y'all be ready for them cartoons when I make. Let's go.
And we failed him.
Even us, the audience, feels called out by that. What kind of monster are we to expect Squidward to fail again, just so we could laugh at him? And I'll be honest, SpongeBob, or everyone, has every reason to shrug this off. After all, Squidward lied his way into this whole mess in the first place. There's no real obligation to meet the expectation of a Bubble Bowl halftime performer. But SpongeBob doesn't care about any of that, simply because he understands something the audience finally sees too. Squidward genuinely needed help, and he decides Squidward deserves a win. He uses examples that anyone, even a kid, could understand.
We could all pull together and discover what it truly means to be in a marching band.
It might sound absurd at first, I know, but his words bear a powerful message. He believes everyone deserves kindness, especially the people who don't know how to ask for it. All you have to do is pretend they've done something good for you to make it easier. And the best part? Bikini Bottom listens. The entire town, the same people who just tried to beat each other with trombones, rallies behind one goal. Let's make Squidward proud. And that right there is the real emotional string of Band Geeks. It's the idea that the entire community of Bikini Bottom chooses to give Squidward his deserved happiness, simply because they finally see how much it means to him. Without this moment, without Squidward ever admitting his defeat, Sweet Victory wouldn't feel sweet at all. But with it, it became one of the most unforgettable moments in cartoon history.
And Squidward have all rights to celebrate right here. As what he about to do right now. Yay!
This freeze frame jump right here, it's the single happiest moment Squidward ever gets in the entire series. And the writers give it to us because they know we'd secretly been rooting for Squidward this whole time. But I have to point something out that almost nobody ever talks about. The plot for Band Geeks isn't really written like a normal SpongeBob episode. If I had to make a comparison, it's written more similarly to an underdog sports movie. You've got an impossible goal from the get-go, a completely disastrous team, the failure montage full of strong characters, the emotional collapse, and then the big comeback at the last minute. It's the go-to plot of every inspiring sports film ever, except instead of a football team, it's Bikini Bottom civilians who don't know what an instrument is. If Band Geeks was structured like a normal SpongeBob story, the townspeople would have walked out at the end, with Squidward hitting the pavement at the Bubble Bowl and Squilliam having the last laugh, then roll credits. But instead, the writers build an entire emotional arc around Squidward, the kind they never give to him. And this leads into the second thing that people don't talk about, why adults, specifically, love this episode so much. When Squidward says, "You took my one chance at happiness and crushed it," who doesn't feel that? We exhale.
Right, because I feel that too. If I was trying to start something like a little garage band or something like that, and they end up playing trash, and then we end up like the day of before, they saying, "You know what, I don't even want to do this no more." And I go up, do the whole thing by myself. They come out of nowhere and talk about, "You know, we got your back the whole time. We were just bullshitting." Like, nigga.
And go, yeah, I get it, man. Life is really unfair sometimes. This scene only hits harder as you grow older. Ask any SpongeBob fan.
Facts. To this day. To this day. That shit hit.
What are the top 5 Squidward episodes they love the most? Or heck, even their top...
Damn, that's the top 5 right here. Where Geek Band at? Geek Band should at least be number 1, low-key. Number 1.
Top 5 SpongeBob episodes in general. Band Geeks is always there.
I was about to say, yeah, Band Geek ought to be number 1.
Because this episode gives a freaking W to everyone. Nobody is stepped on in this sweet victory. Well, except Squilliam. But then again, he didn't get called out and humiliated in front of the Bubble Bowl. He just lost his chance to laugh at Squidward. And that's a win in my book. Band Geeks proves something people often forget about SpongeBob. Under all the jokes, the yelling, and the chaos, there's always a complex character sitting right underneath it, just waiting for you to notice. You just have to feel it. And honestly, I think that's what makes a lot of fan-made SpongeBob AU so interesting. On the surface, that whole alternate universe looks like pure chaos. Worms, decay, bad patties, People
Bruh, yeah, that's that new SpongeBob. I'ma just leave it like that. That's that new SpongeBob. I ain't get into the new SpongeBob like that, but you know, one day we'll get into that new SpongeBob. Till then, I don't know about that. But hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media. They pop on the screen. On the road to that 5 to the 100. I'ma see y'all in the next video.